All right. Hello, everybody. We are live, and I have an excellent, awesome guest here. We've got Laz, Fish Boy.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, we got an echo. What's going on?
And I have an excellent, awesome.
Let's see.
Sorry, of course it's me.
I am confused as to the echo. Let's see.
Yeah, sorry, that was me. I had it playing on.
Oh, okay. No worries, no worries. All right. So, let's see. Make sure everyone can hear and see us all right. Can you guys sound check 1, 2? Everybody hear and see both Laz and I. And you want to talk one more time and we'll.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So let's do a quick introduction if people don't know who you are. So who are you?
My name's Lazarus. I'm from Australia, and I have 4 running aquariums at the moment. Pretty small, to be honest, but and I have hobbies like fishing and sorry.
It's all good.
Sorry, I've got an interruption. So where was I? I have a few fish, and I have a YouTube channel. I go to high school, which is, I don't know, like what the grading is in all the other countries watching, but I'm 13 years old. So.
All right. So it's probably been an interesting year and a half for you, huh? With school and have you been going in person, or has it been remote, or how's that been for you?
It's been confusing. So last year was 3/4 of the year was online, and then this year we've had like snap lockdowns, so maybe 5-day lockdowns, and we've had that maybe 3 times this year, and now we're going to like a big lockdown, another big wave. So
gotcha.
I'm not going to be going anywhere anytime soon.
That's the whole Delta wave, right? Is that what you're getting down there too? Yeah. All right. That's a bummer. You know, you guys were doing so well too. Like you guys had, I mean, compared to the rest of the world, you guys had very few cases for a long time. It was impressive. All right. So let's see who's in here tonight. Who should we welcome? Color Guppies, Bunny Viper, Felipe, Sunset Jen. Hello. All right, let's see here. Dee Dee's Fish Den, hello. How's it going? Xanadu, what's up? Alan Shambrook. Let's see here. Randy Roman. Pete, another fellow Australian, Aussie down from Perth. Pompeii Ranch. Steven, what's going on? Nano Aquarium guy, right on. Kara, Bunny Viper, how are you doing, my friend? Jane, hello, says hello from Australia. Big Tank Hank, welcome. Happy to see you here. Alishan, hello. Russell, hello. WTF, hello. Gaza Youth, Biscotti, Lara. Jen, Dennis, hello. All right, we got lots of people rolling in here now. Okay, so if they want to find you, they can find you on YouTube, correct? You create videos just like I do, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we put the link in the description down below in the doobly-doo. So if you guys want to watch any of Laz's videos, feel free to follow that link. And then what kind of videos do you make? Like, what are you interested in mostly?
Well, at the moment, since I'm in lockdown, I have lots of editing time, doing lots of like the informative videos, like top 10s, care guides, that sort of stuff. And then probably after like I've done a few of those and used up all my ideas, I'll probably just do like vlogs and maybe start some new breeding projects, that sort of stuff. So yeah, at the moment, just really informative videos, and then it'll go to like vlogging and chilled videos in the future too. So
right on. Well, that's awesome. That's cool. Bunny Viper says, I'll be checking out your vids. Cool. Well, so I had asked you before you came on the show. I've been on your show, and thank you so much for having me also. But I had asked you before we had this video, I said, hey, what fish that you know of are you not allowed to keep in Australia? You know, because like here in the US, we can't keep arowana. We can't keep a lot of piranhas in most places. We can't keep sometimes it depends on the state, but sometimes we can't keep like the pacus or the arapaimas, the really big, you know, species of things. And then we also can't keep any snakeheads or walking catfish because of the problems we've had when they've gotten out in the 1960s and 70s. We have the northern snakehead that has wreaked havoc when it's gotten out. You know, weather loaches are another one that I recently found even up here in Seattle, living in our water, even though they're temperate to subtropical climate is where they're found. So what in Australia do you know of in the hobby that you're not really allowed to keep that maybe the rest of the world might take for granted? Like, is there anything that you're like, oh, I wish we could have those, or they cost a ton of money because we can only, you know, we can't import them, or whatever it may be?
Yeah, so the first fish I'd say would have to be, I've heard that in Victoria, which is where I am, some killifish we can't keep. I think the golden wonders are one of the ones we can, which is what I have in my 80 liter, but all those like fancy colorful ones, haven't really researched much about them, but I mean, they look really cool. I don't think.
Well, when you can't have them, it kind of makes it, to me, it's kind of like, well, I don't want to research and then want them all really bad and then you can't have them, you know. That's probably like all the, what are they, the Northos and the Galaris and all that kind of stuff, I would guess. The African rainbow colored ones.
Yeah, those sorts.
Yeah.
So there are lots of carp around here. I know some people like to have them in ponds, but if you catch them, you're actually not allowed to release them or just, you know, do anything with them. You have to kill it. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, you get a big fine. And,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's another one. We also have the pea puffers. I know they're very common in parts of the US.
Yeah.
But here it's actually illegal to import them from other countries. So instead, you can find pea puffer breeders. So you can only buy puffers that are bred in Australia. So there were probably some smuggled in at some point, and that's how they came here. And
sure.
Start it. But yes, it's legal now to like buy them from other local breeders, but we have them at the local fish store, and they are very expensive. They're $250 a piece. So, I mean, if you want to get through that, be $1,000, $1,000.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Man, yeah, for 5 or 6, you're talking about $1,000. I mean, more than that. Wow. Wow. That's some incentive to breed pea puffers if you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Are you allowed to have other, are you allowed to have a figure eight or Amazon or green-eyed or red-eyed, avocado, potato, hairy, all the different puffers? Are you guys allowed to have other puffers?
Haven't really researched much, but I've gone to like quite a few fish stores in my area. I haven't seen any other puffers besides a saltwater puffer, but there are lots of puffers when we're fishing at my beach house. So I guess,
cool. That's saltwater?
Yeah, they're the toadfish.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they can be a bit annoying when fishing because they're poisonous and they swallow those hooks right down. So you have to like, it's really good. You have to leave the hook in their mouth because if you can't get it out,
I guess it's one where you just kind of lose your tackle and just cut it off and let it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. we've got some little fish like that off the coast of Washington that are like little rock sculpin and things like that, where they've got spines all down their back and on their dorsal, and then their pectoral has spines that are all venomous, and then their whole body is like covered in slime and like weird shapes and bits of flesh that are like, I don't know, they look like leaves almost. There's some pretty there's another fish that's it's not covered in spines, but it's a pretty neat looking one. Let's see. Let's pull it up. Let's see if I can pull this up. Because it's a fun one to see. It's cute. All right, let's see here. Do. All right. So enter studio. All right, let's make sure. We'll try to launch it so we can look up the stuff we're talking about. So we're gonna share. Open this and I'll get it ready. All right. So yeah, somebody in the comments was just saying that it's not so much the fish you can have in Australia, but it's almost like a giant list of fish you can't have, and you can only have like 100 or so main fish in the freshwater hobby, is what they were saying. I don't know if you find that to be true also, but yeah, I mean, it probably depends on if you're in a tropical setting or what. But so this fish, we have these off our coast, and I just think they're the cutest derpy looking fish ever, the little lump suckers. Do you have anything like these in Australia?
I guess we have cowfish there.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Yeah, these guys are definitely interesting.
Yeah.
But some of them can look pretty intimidating. Like this guy here's got some spines. But let's see here. So what were you saying that the name of the native puffer is in where you're at?
The toadfish.
Toe or toad?
Toad.
Okay, toad fish.
The toadfish. Imagine that.
Yeah. Oh boy, yeah. Those are some ugly.
Oh no, those aren't it.
Not those?
No, you'd probably have to say like the Australian toadfish.
Is this one?
Yeah.
Oh whoa, that's very pretty compared to. Yeah, that's way better.
It is pretty, yeah.
Ah, the smooth toadfish. Boy, look at these other toadfish are sure ugly.
Yeah, they sure like resemble toad.
Yeah, a lot of those bottom feeding fish that like the sculpins and the wolffish, and I mean wolffish, the saltwater wolffish. Here, let's pull that up too. Saltwater wolffish is just, I mean, terrifying. This thing, yeah, they're just, I mean, ugh. And they get huge, and we eat these here pretty frequently because they only eat like lobster and crabs and oysters and stuff like that, and so they're definitely, the flesh of them definitely tastes pretty special in that way. So sometimes they call it like poor man's lobster or whatnot, because of how it tastes. But yeah, you can see here's one eating a sea urchin. That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then here, so this is the African. This one is the tiger, a Goliath tiger fish, I believe. I think that's what that one's called, on the Congo River. But let's see if we can find a little list. So, like, I mean, are there also plants that you can't have in the hobby in Australia that you find interesting?
Actually, I was talking to another fish keeper the other day. Apparently, red root floater is illegal. I think it was South Australia, he said. In fact, I can check it out, actually.
Yeah. So, what do you want to do when, I mean, seeing that you're starting in high school and everything, what do you have any interest as far as in our hobby or in the field of science related to fish that you're interested in doing, or do you have plans that are completely unrelated, or where do you stand with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I want to become a biologist.
Oh, great.
Yeah, like work at the Australia Zoo. That'd be cool. Work with the Irwins.
Oh, great. How far is that from you right now?
Oh, that's 2 states away, so probably like a 2-hour plane ride. It's up in Queensland, and I'm down in Victoria, so like different sides of Australia.
Yeah. Interesting. So Queensland's tropical, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
All right. So Sunset Jen says, apparently we can't have chili rasbora or koi. Introduced carp have destroyed our main border river between Victoria and New South Wales. Oh, okay. Yeah, those jumping carp are pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Or at least they can be. Yeah, you know, it seems like just because you guys are an island, because you are far from the rest of the world, it seems like goods are pretty expensive unless they're made there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I found this little list. I don't know how accurate it is, but it says, oh, so have you ever seen kabamba in your aquarium shops?
No, not kabamba. I've always liked the look of it, though.
Yeah, interesting. So you can't have water hyacinth, kabamba.
Well, actually, Justin's fish room, he has kabamba in a lot of his tanks. He lives in Queensland.
Oh, okay.
So that might be like one part.
Yeah.
Australia.
Or I guess he could also just have some too that, you know, like I've got a couple plants that I'm not supposed to either buy or sell, but like having them is okay. It's just can't transport them, which is kind of a funny law when you think about it for more than 2 seconds. Yeah, so I'm seeing here that Queensland has a whole Department of Agriculture and Fisheries is kind of one and the same. And then the Biosecurity Act of 2014 makes a lot of stuff illegal, but it looks like a lot of things were more available before 2014. So that's probably a little before you were in the hobby, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So is there a part of, you were saying you were interested in biology. Are you interested in like marine biology, or what aspect of that are you interested in?
So I'm interested in like the reptiles. Really cool. Like I like going out in the local bush and just like catching lizards and that sort of thing.
So do you have to be careful for poisonous ones, or do you know when you grow up there, do you kind of learn what all the poisonous stuff is in your area?
Yep, I've learned all the snakes we have here. We have the eastern tiger snake. It's actually in the top 10 most venomous snakes in the world. So
oh, holy cow.
Yeah. We have 5 species here in Victoria, and they're all venomous. And then I think it's Queensland, or like the dry parts of New South Wales holds the world's most venomous snake in the world, which is the inland taipan, which is pretty cool.
Oh wow, yeah, that's that's wild. Hold on, let's see if I can do. We'll switch out this for you if we can. Why won't? Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Usually it lets me click and drag no problem. And we can just do this. Let's all right, so we're gonna do that again, then we're gonna pull. No, that's not what we want. Okay, so then let's do get rid of me. Well, we don't want to get rid of my actual. Maybe this is a paid stream. They make this so difficult because they want you to pay. And I'm so cheap. All right, so we will. Let's try.
Have you like tried clicking on 3 dots like on the video?
Yeah. Let's see here. If we try. Nope. Maybe if I click on this piece. Nope. Man, why they got to make this so difficult? And of course, I'm trying to learn on the go, which is probably not professional of me. So sorry, but I just want to share. Well, we'll just leave it like this for now, because I was gonna make you big, but I wanted to just show people the snake here, and so this is the eastern tiger snake. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And so does it come in this many different color variations?
I think the one right at the top on the left, yeah, that one. I think that's definitely not one of the local snakes.
Oh, okay, this is African. All right, I see. This is Australian. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what the ones you're looking at look like?
Yeah.
Wow, they're almost like Tasmanian tiger stripes.
Yeah, they've actually been known around here. The tiger snakes around here have been known in summer to chase people too. So you've got to watch out for them.
Wow. So they'll run after you, huh?
Yeah. We also have the eastern brown snake here too, also known as the number 2 venomous snake in the world. So definitely.
Well, let's pull that up and take a look at it while you're teaching me about. Holy cow! So I wonder, do these guys rear back and chase after you too?
No, they are still pretty aggressive though. But they're probably known as the number 1 most dangerous snake in the world because they're a lot more aggressive than the inland taipan. So the inland taipan's bite, it's the most venomous snake in the world, but its bite uses enough venom in just one bite to kill about 50 people. So
holy cow.
Yeah, it's because they overdose with the venom when injecting it, and then the eastern brown snake can kill probably up to 10 people in one bite. And I think I heard somewhere they don't give a dry bite, which is where they bite you without injecting. Yeah.
So they don't do the warning bite ever, huh?
No. So I'd probably call them more dangerous than the inland taipans because the inland taipans are actually very peaceful. So they're just going to cruise around unless you step on them. That's probably when they'll strike. But yeah, they're pretty harmless.
Oh, wow. This one's really pretty.
Yeah.
So are these found all in Australia all over?
Yeah, so these are in New South Wales and Queensland, like near the border. So like these places here, they're in all of those dry places in the middle of nowhere. So that's why they're so dangerous, because if they bite you and you'll be out like hours away from a hospital. So
oh wow. So somebody asks, what is the craziest thing you've encountered out in the bush or out in the nature there?
Around here, the craziest thing was a blue-tongued lizard. So I've only just really got into like biology, like out in the bush recently when I started watching Steve Irwin. But we did about 4 years ago encounter an eastern brown snake on on a mountain when we were going for a bushwalk. So that was
GRB is saying Western Australia is like an island in the island of Australia, surrounded by the sea and desert on the sides of it. So it's kind of its own ecosystem, huh?
Yeah. There's like lots of different ecosystems you'll find in Australia, like the rainforest, and then you'll have these dry deserts or savannas, you could call it.
So is the rainforest, where's that found? Down south or up north?
Up north. So up in Queensland, there is the Great Terrain, I think it's called. It's, I think, one of the oldest surviving rainforests
Oh, wow.
in the world.
The Great Terrain?
I'll search it up.
Let's see here, Australia. Boy, there are some crazy land formations.
Sorry, the Daintree. Sorry, I don't know why I said the Great Terrain.
So how do you spell that?
D-A-I-N.
D-A-I-N. Oh, here we go. Daintree. All right. Oh, wow. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. So that is crazy. So do you know what kind of fish live in this area, in this northern area? Oh, clearly they've got giant crocs. That's never. Yeah. I wonder if those are salties. I don't know them well enough to know the difference, but
they're probably freshies because that rainforest is deep into fresh water.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if I was near a freshwater crocodile in the wild, I wouldn't be too scared. It's really the salt waters you have to worry about.
Do you have them where you're living at all? Any type?
Pardon?
Do you have any of the crocodiles where you live? Or alligators or anything like that where you live?
No, not in Victoria. Maybe.
Okay.
There might be some places, but not that I know of. So we're lucky. But I've heard there's a YouTuber called Miller Wilson. He lives in Queensland, and there's an uninhabited rainforest he goes to. So typically in Queensland, you'll find eel-tailed catfish. They're a native.
Eel-tailed?
Yeah. You'll also find like freshwater eels, like the long-finned eels.
Yeah. Oh, wow. These are really neat looking.
Yeah.
So do people keep these in the... I'm sorry.
They sell these nearby too, which is cool.
So you can you can get them in the hobby?
Yep.
Okay.
They can be a bit rarer though than other fish, especially if you're not in Australia.
Interesting. So they're in Singapore too. This one was like blue on it. So the Australian one, let's make sure we're looking at Australian ones. You're teaching me because we don't see most of these things. They're just not well known. And we know about the desert in Australia. We don't really, and the barrier reef and maybe like Ayers Rock or something, but there's so many different ecosystems that you guys have there that it is just incredible. And people don't realize that Australia I think it's bigger than the United States, isn't it? By land area. Or at least near. Actually, I'll pull that up too. Speak of the devil. Australia land area versus US. Yeah, so if you were to lay it over the United States, scaled to size right there, I mean, it's pretty spot on the size of the lower 48.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That is impressive. Wow. So
we also have up in Queensland, there's lots of ghost shrimp that you can see, or the Australian yabbies, or
Oh, are those yabbies are crayfish, right?
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Yabby. Are they frequently blue?
Yeah, they can be. There's also, there's a blue clawed. I'm pretty sure it's called. We have lots of red ones too. But yeah, the one, if you go like to the other end of that column of that row, yeah, that one, that's the sort of ones that I've caught before.
They've got little blue pinchers too.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're a Charax destructor. That is a impressive Latin name.
Yeah.
So they must be pretty fierce, huh? They'll eat your fish in a tank.
Yeah. So the ghost shrimp is a bit bigger than the aquarium ghost shrimp, but the ghost shrimp you can catch and you can actually eat them. But I saw them at the local fish store the other day, and I've heard they've got these very like thin pincers, but they can kill fish really easily. So yeah, a lot of the shrimp around here. Those sort of shrimp, they are in Australia, but they're not the ones I'm talking about. If you search up the
is this right here? That's terrifying, whatever that is.
Oh no, that's a lure.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I just saw this. To me, that shows how bad my eyes are. So are you guys allowed to have neocaridina and caridina shrimp, like cherry shrimp?
Yes, we do. So I have some blue cherry shrimp or the blue diamond shrimp. In one of my tanks, but they sell at the local fish store lots of types of shrimp, like the crystals, the bamboo shrimp, the chameleon shrimp, the red cherries, both high grade and low grade. And I know, Keeping Fish Simple, he lives in Queensland. He breeds a few types of shrimp too. There's also like the yellow shrimp. Yeah, really. Yeah, I don't think Australia cares much about shrimp, but yeah,
those creep me out. I don't know why they remind me of like a scorpion or like something, but wow. So these guys can eat little fish, huh?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And they get pretty big, not like huge, but probably that right on the photo there is probably full sized.
Yeah, that's pretty good size. I mean, it looks like it's 4 inches long body or so, something like that. 3, 4, I don't know. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So are there any dwarf shrimp species that you see locally, like these kind?
Yeah, those are like more in the little streams you'll see like in the suburban areas. But in the saltwater estuaries near where I live, at my beach house, there are lots of glass shrimp there. So
yeah.
Group on the side of the pier, and you're gonna get heaps. So
they're Australian, and so they're saltwater, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got glass shrimp here too. I mean, all over the U.S. we've got different kinds, but looks like here we've got the well, I don't know how you say that. Is that Partia? Partia? Parataya? I don't know how to say it.
Yeah,
but looks like there's some pigment in there. I'd be curious if you selectively bred that long enough. Because see, some of these are darker. Those are good size though. Those are big. That's bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Wow, everything is deadlier in Australia, even your little shrimp. So let's pull up. Are you in? You said you're in Victoria, yeah?
Yeah.
See other people, including Jane, saying that she's in Australia too. Let's see here. Alan asks, is most of Australia uninhabited? Is it like desert?
No, we've like taken up a lot of the space. It's pretty hard to find like any bushland around here that's uninhabited. So that's what can be annoying. There's people everywhere, so I won't.
You have kind of at least farms that have fenced in stuff mostly, right?
Yeah, and like polluted creeks. It's all like polluted, really, and man-made, or like fiddled with. So
yeah, that's a bummer. So let's see here. Let's try to find. What's the nearest big city to you? Is it Victoria or I mean, is it Melbourne or what?
Yeah, I live in Melbourne, so
Okay.
Like right out of the city. But my school is in the city, so I'm there a lot out of lockdown. But yeah. Although up in the outer suburbs there are like fairly like inhabited, but like not as many people. Lots of greenery, so we are in a very good spot though, because there's a lot more bushland here than like other places near the city. So
gotcha. So let's see here. Where's the Murray River compared to you? I guess I should just pull up a map of Australia so we can look at, so everyone can get an idea too of where you're at. All right. Woo. It's being a little slow. All right. So for those interested, we've got you right down here at the bottom of the country, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Somebody says John, who's also down in Australia. We got a lot of Australians in here tonight. Jane says, sorry to disagree, but we do have some large areas of sparse inhabitation. Yeah, I guess you guys do have. I mean, with how big the country is, there's probably out here, right? Like the Western Desert is probably pretty sparsely populated, but right in this coastal area, there's a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there.
Because I guess we have almost well with tourists and visitors and undocumented folks, we've got almost 400 million people, usually 350 to 400 million people in the U.S. and you guys are the same size too. So it's pretty impressive if you guys only have 24 million, 25 million people. Is that what it is?
Yeah, approximately.
Okay, interesting. And then let's see here. People are also saying Alice Springs. John Maud is from there. I'd love to go to Alice Springs. And Cooper Petty is another one. Cooper, is that how you say it? Cooper Petey? I don't know how to say it. It's the one that's full of caves and mines. Opal mines. I've always wanted to go there after seeing videos of it, but so what's the big river near Melbourne that you got? Is there a river that flows through the city?
Yeah, we have a local creek that's got a few fish, some natives, and also lots of introduced like carp and mosquito fish. It's called the Mary Creek. It's pretty long, and the more north you go, the less polluted it is. But where I live, it's pretty polluted there. But its indigenous name is Mary, which means rocky. So it used to be super rocky, but now it's lots have been removed, so it's pretty open.
Okay.
Lots of rocks. So.
Interesting. So do you see, I mean, down where you're at, do you see koalas and kangaroos and the stuff that people think of Australia? when they're maybe from the US or Europe or something? Like, do you see the bigger animals like that when you get out of the city a bit?
Yeah, when we get out of the city, there's East Gippsland. We go there on holidays, and there's lots of echidnas. So you'll go for a bushwalk and you'll see lots of echidnas. And last time we were there, we saw a koala up close. Lots of kangaroos, emus, all those sort of ones. But
oh wow, echidnas. I mean, I knew what they looked like roughly, but this picture is pretty impressive.
Oh yeah.
You guys have some wild marsupials down there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Boy, look at that little gremlin.
Yeah, they're very cute.
Yeah.
I have to see their spikes usually.
Yeah. Boy, look at this one. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, we've also got wombats too.
Oh,
that's
great.
When you
yeah.
pick an animal. The hairy-nosed wombat.
The hairy-nosed wombat, huh?
Yeah.
So do they poop square like all the other ones?
Yep.
Oh boy, they are cute. They're cool looking. They almost look like a little bulldog or a little pit bull mixed with like a koala or something.
Yeah.
Wow. So where do these guys live? Do they just run around the ground and live in like little burrows in shrubs and stuff, or?
Yeah, so usually I'll see them like starting a burrow, so you might see them literally just in the bushes, and they'll just be like digging and yeah.
Oh right, because they kind of make colonies and burrow like tunnels, right?
Yeah, and then like snakes and I think rabbits or other introduced animals then take over the home. So that's why a lot of like the hairy-nosed wombat, I'm pretty sure, is not as common anymore. So it's been affected greatly by introduced rabbits and
right,
foxes too, that sort of thing.
So I think I read somewhere that the rabbit fence was completed in Australia. Do you know what year that was?
I haven't heard about the rabbit fence.
So there was a rabbit fence. Here's a map of it here. That they built all the way across the country, over in the Western Desert. Let's see, is there another rabbit-proof fence too? Oh, here's the dingo fence is the other one I was thinking of. So the dingo fence is the other big old fence, that this purple line. And they've said that it's actually, I was watching a video recently where they were saying that it's split up the ecosystems quite a bit, because just like rabbits and things like that don't get through either. And so where the side where there's a bunch of rabbits, the dingoes can eat the rabbits and kill them. And then like the side where there isn't, the rabbits have free reign and they can dig holes and dig up things and eat the grass and multiply. And so then the grass gets depleted, and then like windstorms and stuff like that will actually make these big like dust mounds and stuff, where they've messed up the earth. And so it's actually like changing the environment of the whole country, because nothing gets over it like that. But it's amazing to me that little fence. Oh yeah, here's a picture of what I was talking about, with like all these rabbits on one side, and then wow, that is impressive. Big long fence, and they must patrol it to make sure that it's set up. But Australia sure has a history with, whether it be the cane toad or rabbits, foxes. Are there any other big invasive species that are impacting Australia that you know of?
Yeah.
I mean, I take it there's lots of them, but is there any major ones that you guys are talking about specifically lately?
fish wise, there is up in Queensland quite a lot of like released aquarium fish that have started breeding. So we have a few. So the first invasive fish we have, like the mosquito fish, everyone knows them, but
yeah, the gambusia. Oh yeah, and then obviously the carp and
Variatus platies too.
What's that?
Variatus platies.
Oh yeah, platies. Interesting. And then are the let's see here, climbing perch, are those? I take it those are invasive, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Climbing perch. Wow. Look at this. They're actually getting up out of the water. Is that a dead giraffe? What is going on there? I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I mean, these and walking catfish have also been an issue in other parts of the world. But these, I mean, these can definitely get out and walk across even desert land. I mean, you can see right here them doing that, and they just inch their way, flopping across. I mean, not flopping on their side, but they use their pectoral fins to climb, just like the walking catfish. But oh, so you guys have alligator gars too, huh?
I guess so.
So, and giant cichlids and black pacus, it says here. Oh, here we go. Here's a list of the Queensland ones. So Queensland is it all kind of rainforest that I mean, or tropical-ish, or what's?
No, so Queensland is quite a popular state. There's like on the coast. There's lots of very what do you call it? Popular places to stay for holidays, like Sunshine Coast.
Sure. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I'm bad with geography, so
we can pull it up.
But,
it's all good. I'm just looking at this list here. So it says for Queensland, their top fish that they're like on this government site is alligator gar, which are a very intense fish. I mean, they're big fish. Black pacu, which are South American. Carp, which are Asian, probably. Chinese weatherfish, or I don't know which one that is. But I'm assured that I've also read that the weather loaches, or the Dojo loach, are a big problem there. Climbing perch, you just looked at, the gambusii, which are basically guppies. Giant yellow belly cichlid. Boulangerochromis microlepis. And then the marbled lungfish. Interesting. Wonder who brought lungfish there. And then again, spotted gar and tilapia, alligator gar. Okay, so if you see alligator gar, black pacu, giant cichlid, I'm gonna look up this giant cichlid thing because I wonder who brought that to Australia. Marbled lungfish, spotted gar, you must call them and kill the thing. Yeah, you must immediately, humanely kill and dispose of the fish away from the body of water which you caught it in. If I were them, I'd say kill it and dispose of it near the body of water. Don't go closer to any other body of water or go out into the desert, one or the other.
Sure.
You cannot keep, feed, give away, sell, or release these fish. Can't use them as bait. That's interesting. Boy, so seeing as how all this determines the price of fish so much, would you, hey Danikin, what's going on, Kenny? And here Fishy, how's it going? Danny Wesh, hello. Gecko Pet, hello. Yeah, okay, so Gecko Pete says that loaches are a problem more in down south, so near you probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I caught some of those. Here, let's pull. That's just a Dojo loach, but man, they can get big. They can get almost 2 feet long or over half a meter long, and if they're living in Seattle, which is fairly cold water, they can definitely live, I'm sure, there where you're at, because what temperature do you guys like? How hot does it get where you live down in Melbourne?
In Melbourne, it can get really cold, and it can also get really hot. So it can get, I'd say, it can go from 0 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so that's 32 degrees Fahrenheit. All right.
Up to about 48 degrees Celsius.
48, really?
45.
45, yeah. 45
Not
Celsius.
that high last summer.
Wow. So that's what, 100 and I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. That's like 113. So yeah, that's 45.6 Celsius is how hot it got here in Seattle earlier this summer. And that broke our record by like 4 degrees. Like, we've never had weather that hot. So it's been insane. Yeah. Somebody says, I highly recommend the desert goby. They are stunning and interesting. You can watch them for hours. I really want to get some of those. Have you ever had one of those?
No, I've never really kept native fish before. Actually, I have. One time I kept a pygmy perch. The other time I've kept a fork-tailed blue-eye rainbow fish, which is a pseudomcgill. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, so do you have any pseudomcgills where you live? Native?
Yeah, we do have a couple types.
Oh,
at
cool.
The local fish store. We got the honey blue eyes. We got the fork-tailed blue eyes.
Okay, so that's the furcata, right?
Yeah.
So what's the honey one? Do you know what Latin name that is?
No, I'm bad with Latin names.
Pseudomcgill. I'm just curious. Oh wow, I've never seen this one before. I mean, like, it's not in the US that I've ever seen. Pseudomcgill mellis. Is it wow, just needs acidic water. So it doesn't need. Why don't I know about these? I want these now. Wow, those are pretty.
Yeah.
So have you kept these?
No, but they are pretty well priced where I am, so maybe I will consider them. But I guess you could count the dwarf neon rainbow fish as native. They're more in New Guinea, but that's pretty close.
Yeah, so I breed those right now. I'll pull those up. The females have a nice yellow color, and the males have a nice red color on their fins, and then they've got this iridescent blue and silver and gold kind of pattern, like right here on their sides, for people curious. But they're only about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, very max, long, full grown, and they look pretty similar to other large rainbow fish bodies, but they're just a really good first rainbow fish, I would say, to keep those. And then also the pseudomcgill luminatus. I've got a bunch of those, and I love these. These guys are really easy to keep. I've got videos on how to spawn them too. They spawn every few days. So these are the orange colored ones. And then in fact, some of these pictures are from my videos. It's funny.
Yeah.
So they used to be known as the red neon pasky. That's interesting. Okay, so then there's also the Gertrudii, pseudomcgill Gertrudii, or Gertrudiae, which I have some of these as well. And there's some native up into the Aru Islands in between Australia and Australian and Papua New Guinea. Let's see here, but they come in different varieties, where some have blue, some have a little bit of purple, some have black, some have white. And you can kind of see that like on this picture here where the males are showing off. But they don't always look like this. They usually look more like this for people watching who haven't had them before. They usually look more relaxed, or even like this female here. You know, that's the male there. But actually, is that two males or is that two? I can't tell. I can't see the top fin to tell for sure. But the males are sure impressive when they show off. And so you've got those, and then you've got the longer fin variety as well, which the hobby has.
Rainbow fish is a pretty cool one too.
The thread fin, yeah. Yeah, I keep them all together actually in my tank. And then I keep them with Neocaridina shrimp, and also Stiphodon gobies. Do you have any Stiphodons there in your creeks?
No, not around here.
Okay. So I've always been curious. My thread fins have always looked more like this one here. This is a little bit much color for even what I see usually. Like this is probably closer to what I see. Sometimes they have some lavender or pink or reddish color here. And then they usually have green and dark green and silver or yellow stripes. Let's see, I'm sure we can find like these. But with this being so dark and this purple or red or fuchsia like this here, is this something you've seen before with this bright a color?
No, not that sort.
Okay,
I've
so it
seen
must
more
be
less colorful ones, but
okay, so it depends. I'm sure it depends on the collection point. Yeah. Because I mean, every creek has a different set of species and a different range of, you know, I mean, some of these are really cool with the orange on top and no other color. But man, I'd love to come down and just go and see, like, look at this one. It's all pink and lavender. And I'm sure the camera they've turned up the contrast or whatever. But I mean, that's a big difference between something like this that we see in the States usually. Oh
yeah.
And what it can be. That's very cool. So, all right, a few more questions for you. Let's pop up with us again. And I can turn my camera. Here we go. Now that I won't slow down the processor or anything. Boy, my hair is done insane under these headphones. Hold on one sec. Apparently I went crazy while we were chatting, but all right. So let's see. I'm just reading. We got a lot of great info in the chat tonight. I appreciate it, guys. Really fun info here. Jimmy P's Aquarium says, this is very cool, young man. I subscribe to his channel. I have to retire now with the busy day ahead tomorrow, but take care. All right. Well, Jimmy P, you have a good one. I appreciate it. All right. So, yeah, I mean, rainbow fish are very new to us in the United States, mostly, to most people. I mean, there's people like Gary Lang, or, you know, there's experts and specialized hobbyists, Eric Olson, or Corey from Aquarium Co-op, for that matter. I know he knew about them too for quite some time. But I mean, really, the last 5 to 10 years, they've come into their own. You would never see them at a big pet store. They were kind of a special order thing before that. And so I always wonder, you know, what the next fish that's going to be like that is, because there's so many species. And just recently, Ivan Mikolji just sent me a link to I think it was Practical Fish Keeping magazine. I think that was the one. But it was talking about how 80% of freshwater fish species are endangered or threatened, which is just crazy to me. And that meant that they have members of their population somewhere threatened, which I guess is a little different than saying like, oh, 80% of all fish in the world are in trouble. That's not quite how it reads, but rather like if you have pseudomagills, it will, the case may be that they're okay in some rivers, but most of the time, like with the given species, say pseudomagills, Gertrude, it may be that half of them are in risk of getting wiped out. And when you have different collection points and things, that can be a huge issue, you know. So we just don't even know what we're missing. So hopefully, also in Papua New Guinea, do you know anybody who's ever traveled to PNG?
Not really, no.
It's a very primitive as far as like infrastructure goes. I mean, airports and all that stuff. But the amount of fish that are there that are within the mountainous regions and things are just immense. And I hope, I mean, I know there's a lot of Australians and New Zealanders as well as Chinese folks operating there, kind of going in and brokering deals. And I mean, kind of neo-imperialism or colonialism, some would argue. But regardless, they're probably going to be the ones to go in and find new things. And so it's just interesting. I'm curious what will make it to Australia but never make it to the US or vice versa. Because it's so close to you guys, it would be a bummer if we got something and you guys didn't, you know, if we got a fish that's from 100 miles north or you know, whatever, 200 kilometers north of Darwin or wherever, and all of a sudden you guys can't have it. You know, I want to thank you for your time today, and thank you for kind of walking me through some of the stuff going on in the Australian hobby. I mean, do you think freshwater is the biggest thing in the hobby, or do you think like saltwater is just as big, or what's the sense that you get with the YouTube communities and when you go to the fish stores and stuff? Like, what's the biggest thing in the hobby? Is it aquascaping, freshwater, saltwater, native fish? I mean, have you gotten a sense of that, or is it all kind of popular?
So most fish stores, like the local fish stores, almost all the time they'll have, first of all, like the freshwater section, but I say freshwater is more popular because if you just judge by like the fish stores, they have 3/4 of the fish stock is freshwater, and then they have like a little row for saltwater.
Yeah.
But I'd say freshwater is a lot more common. Like you'll see really just the experts or people keeping like the reef tanks, that sort of stuff. But there is a local fish store that I recently went to that had only saltwater fish. So that was interesting. But there's lots of fishing in Australia though. So I guess a different kind of hobby when it comes to saltwater. But
yeah. I mean, it can definitely be a little more expensive too, I think, with
definitely.
You know, coral and the lights and things that you need with the UV and all that can definitely get expensive. But you know, I want to thank you again and encourage people to check out your videos. You're definitely an intelligent and kind young guy, and I'm sure we'll all be looking forward to what you're up to. So keep us in the loop, man, and thank you so much. Do you have any last words, Lazarus?
Well, I really appreciate being on your stream, and this was great fun. So thanks for inviting me on.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to have you, honored to have you, and it's always fun to hear about the hobby in other places. So, and to all you Australians and New Zealanders and Singaporeans and stuff that I've noticed have been in the stream tonight, thanks for coming out. Looks like maybe this stream grabbed your attention, but you guys are welcome anywhere on my channel, all the videos, and I'm sure the same goes for Laz. Do you live stream weekly or anything?
Yeah. Really, I don't like have a time that I do each week. I'll just like randomly live stream whenever I have like free time after school or something. And
I know how that goes. Yeah, I mean, it's hard when you've got school or work and family, and do you do any sports or anything too?
Yeah, tennis. Although during lockdown, I can't do it, but
yeah, definitely. That could be hard playing tennis when you can't play anyone.
Oh yeah, I play with my dad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we just volley on the football oval. So during lockdown, so that's a plus side.
All right. Well, thanks again. And like I said, we'll tell everybody to check out your link in the description below if they want to follow up or chat with you or have any questions. And I hope everybody has a great night. Thanks for watching. Thanks. I don't know. Actually, did we have any mods in here other than maybe Kenny for a little bit? I don't think we had many mods in here tonight, funny enough. But thank you so much, members, mods, those who talked, those who lurked, all of you. And great to see the people from down under coming out and coming on up over to join us. So thanks, guys. I hope everybody has a great night, and I will talk to y'all soon. Take care, guys.